accept the mission? Yeah. Yeah, cool. Alright, don't get too many people on board. But bad news, you guys don't even know what the mission is, so let me tell you real quick. If you look out your viewport windows, I lied to you. There's no fish. Absolutely none. Also, the hatches, I can't open them. We're underwater now. There's no way to get you out. So you're going to spend the next 45 minutes with me. We're going to talk about all the benefits of timeshare right here. We do have a couple underwater condos available. I'm kidding. We're going to talk about fish. Don't worry about it. First of all, everybody over on this side, by 12 on this side, we are on the port side. So everybody on the port side, if I call out a fish or a reef or something on the port side, that's the side it's going to be on. I'm all the way forward, back by our co-pilot Zach. He's all the way aft. So I'll use forward and aft. This is port side, and have the starboard side right here. So everybody on the starboard side, I'm going to start calling if I see fish and whatnot over on this side here. Also, Captain Ezra will be turning this thing around so everybody can see the same view. So if port side sees it first, I guarantee starboard side is going to see it shortly thereafter. So don't worry about that unless we have a very fast moving fish. Yeah. Also, this is your depth gauges right here. Depth gauge right there. We're at 72 feet, and all the way in the back on the starboard side. Let home with you. Don't leave it on the boat. And just above the Hawaiian Reef Fish menu is some of the dive sites we're going to go to. We may not go to all of those. We're definitely going to go to the fun ones. We already know where the fun ones are today, and I leave that for the pilot's discretion. So far, we are definitely seeing the ocean floor right now. In fact, some of the more exciting things you're seeing is the sand and the algae. Yeah, it's really exciting, right? Let me tell you why the algae is exciting. That's called Halimeda algae you're seeing out there. So all that stuff in the sand, Maui, actually is it has a skeleton, and it's called calcium carbonate that flakes off of that. It's a little white substance, mixes with our sand, and makes it nice and bright and white. And that's why you guys all come here. But that's 20% of it. Oh my goodness, we got a shark already. Port side. Holy cow. That's a great white. On the ocean floor during the day. Yeah, the light that you guys are seeing. Matter of fact, we lose all of our reds. A lot of our colors, all of our reds get lost first. That's the first color of the rainbow. That's the first one to leave. However, take a look at some of your clothing. It might be brighter than normal. Yeah, if you got like a pink shirt on, some pink shoes, fingernails, toenails, those type of things, they might be changing color on you. Now, if you have any red on, you might lose it, but anything fluorescent is going to glow. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Down for a second, take a look. All right, starboard side, you get to see our resident shark out here. Just to do that, remote control sharks, but this is a real shark. In fact, that's called buccal breathing. That's not bugle, but buccal breathing. And what it does, it pumps the water past the gills. The gills take out all the respiratory features of the water so it can breathe. That's the only shark in Hawaii. There's 50 different species of sharks in Hawaii. That's the only one that can do that. If any other shark was doing that, it would be dead. If it was laying on the ocean floor, it's got to have what they call ram ventilation, so it's got to be moving at all times. So most sharks, as they're cruising through the water, if they're trying to sleep, they shut half their brain off so they can sleep, and the other half stays awake. So again, this guy's a nocturnal fish. He's also a cartilaginous animal. There's no bones whatsoever in that shark right there. Yeah, everybody, look over your shoulders here from the port side. That is a yellow margin moray eel. How cool is that? We don't see that guy very often, but he's actually world. He's the largest eel in Hawaii. He is yellow, and that's why they call him yellow margin moray eel. Actually, down here, he looks like a green sock puppet. So it's pretty cool. If you want to see something real eerie, go to Wikipedia or Google and just type in moray eel. Looks really, really crazy. It does have two jaws, one on the outside and one on the inside of the body. The one on the outside actually catches a fish, and the one on the inside reaches up, grabs the fish, and pulls it down into its stomach. So it's got some really interesting body features there. It is also a fish. It is not a reptile or a snake. So that's called a yellow margin moray eel. We do have a lot of moray eels out here, different types, but the ones we see at depth like here is typically yellow margin moray eels. They range between 4 and 8 feet long, and they are typically between 2 and 4 inches in girth or in width. So a lot of stuff we're going through right now is a lot of finger coral. You'll see finger coral, lobe coral out here. Is a great place to see an octopus. So starboard side, keep your eye out for an octopus. They are very difficult to see. They are definitely the master of disguise. What they do is they come out of their hole, wherever they're at, and they look like the coral that they're hiding, and they can actually change the pigment and color of their body and match exactly what they're hiding in. All right. And then there's also one all the way in the front called a bow thruster. So starboard side, you're taking a look at that kedge anchor right there. That is a family of Hawaiian Bacillus. We also call them the Oreo cookie fish. Eel, that's one of their favorite foods. Starboard side, we're coming down right on top of the North Reef right now. Ah, there's my favorite guy. Okay, starboard side, straight out on top of the reef by about 15 feet is a giant porcupine fish. He looks like a turkey leg floating in the water. How cool is that? Got big eyes, big lips. They actually call her Angie for Angelina Jolie. Yeah, that's what she looks like. The giant porcupine fish can actually blow up to the size of your viewport window if a predator decides to come in and start causing problems with that fish. Most of the predator fish do not like that guy. He does have porcupine quills, and they are loaded with venom, so he does blow up very large. He's also got a lot of what they call tetrodotoxin in him. The tetrodotoxin is very, very dangerous to us human beings, so we definitely don't want to eat those guys. The toxin, 1 milliliter of toxin is just enough to kill each and every one of us. In fact, in 1774, Captain Cook came cruising through Hawaii here with his crew and a bunch of pigs on board. They caught a bunch of those guys. They'd never seen them before. Put them on the barbecue. They ate them. The entire crew got extremely sick. However, all the pigs died the next morning because they fed all the carcasses to the pigs. So I'm hearing that there's an eel in one of the caves down underneath the coral reef down there. So take a look. You might see another yellow margin moray eel. Also, we're looking at a movie star out there too. Not only is the porcupine fish a movie star, that was Bloat in Finding Nemo, if you remember that. But there's also the yellowfish out there. It's kind of a discus-looking yellowfish. That would be the yellow tang or Bubbles from Finding Nemo. So far a couple movie stars. Yeah, we can call our shark Bruce also. If you're a Finding Nemo fan, call that guy Bruce. Also, alongside this hill next to the reef here, we're seeing a whole bunch of banded sea urchins. That's a big black ball cruising along the ocean floor on the bottom. They've got a lot of spines sticking out of them. That's called a banded sea urchin. Their Hawaiian name is Vana. That's W-A-N-A. So you don't want to step on Vana. And if you do, that's a great way to get a free Hawaiian tattoo. Actually, I've done it before, so I know well. Actually landed on one of those with my hand. That's a large spotted eagle ray. He's coming up from the ocean floor right now. Yeah, kind of peek over your neighbor's shoulder. He's beautiful. In fact, I'm going to get a picture of this guy too. This is awesome. Send it to my wife. She's home working right now. She gets really upset about this. All right, that guy's a spotted eagle ray. His name is Hihimanu in Hawaiian, and Hihimanu translates back to elegant bird, which is quite clear why they call him that. So yeah, we're going to turn the sub. Yeah, there he is. Everybody over on the port side, kind of peek over your neighbor's shoulder. Take a look at that guy. So that spotted eagle ray is also a cartilaginous animal, and it is in the shark family. Barely, but it is. Also, if you looked at its mouth, the mouth resembles a shovel. The shovel they put down when they're foraging for food, they stick that shovel right into the sand, and they're able to pull out any of the crustaceans they're going after maybe go after lobsters, shrimp, different types of crab as well. All right, starboard side, you get a peek at SpongeBob. In fact, good time to take a selfie with him. On Mondays, we offer free selfies and autographs, but you have to get out to do it. So lucky it's not Monday. Anyways, on top of the ship, remember I was telling you guys about a fish that eats all the coral and poops it out? That's that big fish on top of the ship. He's got like a green mermaid tail. Yeah, he's about 16 inches long with a green mermaid tail. That is a male parrotfish. That's the guy that eats the coral, poops it out. They can put sand. Each one of those fish. Yeah, I just learned that at the University of Hawaii. I took a course over there on sand, believe it or not.
So they don't digest any of it?
Yeah, they don't digest it. They digest the algae, but the coral gets chopped up in their tummy and comes out the other end. Honest truth. All right, here comes those yellowfin goatfish on the starboard side.
Oh, they have nests though.
If you look at them, we call that a barbel. It's a little sensory device that sticks out the bottom. Port side, I think we got a ray for you. Captain Ezra found him. Check this guy out. Yeah, he's got a fish hook hanging out the bottom and a little bit of fishing string, but he's still doing okay. Get a good video of that guy. He's right next to rudder. That is called snowflake coral. That's kind of an invasive species of coral here. In fact, it's kind of baffling a lot of the marine biologists that come on our trip with us. That is a coral that typically comes out of Alaska. So we think it may have come through a bilge of a ship, possibly from Alaska, and dumped here, and attached itself to our ship. They've never seen it anywhere else in Hawaii other than the bottom of our ship. Oh, I didn't tell you guys more about the ship. Actually, they retired the ship in 1973 in Denmark, and the Lahaina Restoration Foundation found out about it, and they brought $21,000 up to Denmark with their crew. They all flew up there, they bought the ship, and they sailed this thing all the way back to Lahaina Harbor. It took 105 days, went right through the Panama Canal to do it. Once they got back, they restored it as a walk-on whaling museum, and it sat in the mouth of our harbor for about 29 years or so as a whaling museum. They put a whole bunch of whaling artifacts on it. It never was a whaling ship, but they made it look like one. It was pretty cool. You could walk down into the cargo hold and see a bunch of whaling artifacts. And unfortunately, it started taking on water. So they put it up for sale. Like, who wants to buy a sinking ship, right? They couldn't afford to send it to Honolulu to dry dock it. They didn't think it was going to make the trip anyways because it was taking on way too much water. So anyways, Atlantis Submarines bought the ship. Anybody want to take a wild guess on what we paid for it?
$1.
I heard it. Yeah, $1. Good guess. That's what we paid. $1. I had somebody on my last trip guess $1 million, but who would want to pay for $1 million for a sinking ship? So we actually paid 4 cents in sales tax, Hawaii state sales tax as well. And so we became the owners of this ship. We left it right where it was at, and we decided to try to do some temporary repairs to keep it afloat in the harbor there. And we spent about 3 years getting it all cleaned up, getting it ready to sink out here. We wanted to pull it out here, sink it, make an artificial reef. Well, we did a pretty darn good job of it. Anyways, it cost us $350,000 to sink a $1 ship. Yeah, it's a great return on investment. If anybody wants any good financial advice, I'll see you at the end of the tour. Anyways, we had to get a whole bunch of different permits. The state of Hawaii, Coast Guard, Division of Boating and Recreation, Division of Land Management and Natural Resources, they all wanted money. I heard somebody sees Dory. Actually, if you see Dory, Dory's lost. Because Dory's not here. Neither is Nemo. They're all out by just north of Australia. But it could